Welcome to the Spotlight Series podcast. I'm your host, Slick Sean. Man, I got the dopest gig in the world. I get to have conversations with entertainers and entrepreneurs and listen to their inspiring stories. You can stream the podcast at spotlightseries.net, watch on Roku TV, Facebook Watch, IGTV, and listen on all podcast platforms. In a world full of darkness, the spotlight is on you. What's good, world? It's the homie Slick Sean with the Spotlight Series podcast. I got a special guest here with me today, hip-hop artist, Major Skillz. I'm talking about dope female artist right here. Hey. I got Keith Turner in the spotlight with me. What's good, Keith?
What's good? Thank you so much for having me. And
I'm just so glad you're here. It's all love. Hey, I'm just glad you're here. I think I met you. Y'all, I met Key about 3-4 years ago. We performed at an event together. Yep. Man, I was digging the vibes. Her flows is dope. So
I appreciate it.
After doing this podcast, I knew she was somebody on my wish list for the longest. So thank you for being on here.
I am glad to grant your wish.
Blessing the Spotlight Series.
Yes.
So I got a few questions I want to ask you today. So where are you from?
I am born in Jacksonville, Florida, raised in Virginia Beach, and currently in Atlanta. Military brat. So I even lived in Philly as a child, but I can't claim that because I was only there for a very short while. Military life, military daddy, Navy. Blame the government.
Nice.
But I claim VA though, because that's where I grew up. I mean, I grew up there. That's what I know. You know what I mean? I don't know Jacksonville like that. I don't know Philly. I don't, VA all day. Definitely.
No doubt. And I knew that about you, even though I know you lived here in the A when I was living in Alabama before I moved here, but I knew you represented the VA and you do that well. No doubt.
Yeah. Thank you. Gotta make home proud.
For sure.
Make home proud. Yeah.
So what was your childhood like growing up?
Well, shoot, military life, we did move around a lot. In Florida specifically, there were a few places we bounced around to, but we settled in Virginia. And growing up in Virginia was cool though, because I lived in. Hold on, I got to give y'all a disclaimer. Look, if y'all hear snoring in the background, that's my loud puppy. I got a puppy. She 5 months and she a micro bully and she snore like crazy. So pardon that, y'all. However, back to us, want to give y'all that disclaimer. She behind me So, but yeah, growing up in Virginia was cool. It taught me a lot about diversity because when you grow up in a military family, and you live in these military housing complexes, you tend to live around all kinds of people, Black, white, Filipino, especially in VA, Filipino, Hispanic, everything. So I had a very diverse childhood. I hung out with some of everybody. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was like a melting pot. So my childhood was like a melting pot, really, because of the military, It was kind of weird too, because, your white homegirl across the street, daddy got a Confederate flag hanging on his garage, but in the morning he got to get on the boat with your pops. But we hang. It was weird. It was very weird at times. It was just but y'all fighting, y'all in the military together. You know what I mean? But but the kids, man, we stuck together. We stuck together. So grew up learning a lot about the value of friendship. The value of having that, leaning on people because, you got your pops gone for half of the year, 6 months on deployment. So, you leaned on a lot of different families. Everybody leaned on each other because, pops won't really around like that, or your mother. You know, it wasn't just men that were on deployment; it was women too. You know, who were in military housing, or you had sometimes it'd be both parents. You know, I have friends that had both parents in the military, believe it or not, and they would both go on deployment at times. So it was very different growing up, you know, like that. Yeah. But it was I was in a musical household, because when my pops was home off of deployment, one of his main things to do when he came home was to get on that guitar and go in. And that's where the whole music, that's where the music came in. So
no doubt. So it's in your genes then, huh?
It's definitely in my genes. And the older I get and the more history I begin to learn about my family, I'm like, golly, this is really just meant to be, man. Like my pops, my great uncles, cousins. I mean, like my brothers, my siblings, like everybody has their hand in music to some type of capacity. Most of them, not to say all of them, but most of them. Yeah. And I'm still learning about more relatives that are in it for real. You know what I'm saying? Like I just found out a couple weeks ago, I got to hang out with my dad. He was telling me stories about his great uncles that were singing in the church, gospel groups and what have you. So I'm like, yeah. I couldn't miss.
All right. Speaking of not missing, I got a track queued up called "Shoot for the Stars." You know what I'm saying? I'm about to play that thing. Here we go, y'all. Spotlight series, "Shoot for the Stars." Keith Turner.
Centipede, flipping table in the den of thieves. Who ain't paying dues, they buying their views and taking up space like Apollo 3. But we really rockin' with ours. Out of this world with the bars. Should be a celebrity bodyguard. How I shoot for the stars. Elevating until I reach a whole constellation. I treat the scene like a light bright, rearrange it to my own creation. It's no illusion, we're never losing. You think they winning and it's so amusing, cause they got a bag with their pieces compromised. Wondering why life is so confusing. Keeping my soul low key. I'm riding with God like Peter. But don't get it twisted, they come for me once and you won't see their face like Sia. I got it covered, my gravy dough. All over the biscuit till you choke. Never water it down and have higher hopes that you see my name through your telescope. I shoot for the stars. Never thought I'd get this far. Rocking it way past Mars. Supernovas, quasars. How I shoot for the stars. Big banging through the universe. Got it all on my own, straight out the dirt. Hit my target when I go to work. When I shoot for the what? I shoot for the stars. Keeping it fly as an asteroid. Headed for Earth through the blackest void. On the radar is a threat now. When I hit, everything will be destroyed. You can't escape, embrace the fate. Like an inmate's last dinner plate. I'm serving a hell of a dish. Enjoy every bit before you disintegrate. I penetrate through the atmosphere. Put them all on the run like a ton of deer. Trying to flee from a wildfire, but they turn to venison when I'm near. Too hot, scalding. My flame from the era that's golden. And if you ask me to bring the heat, my answer is molten. Keep more lava than Hawaii. Magma be the flow that's finery. Stay erupting on every doubter. And doing with Pompeii grimery. Make sure my impression is felt just like a sting that'll make you welt. Haters itch for my downfall, but I'm choking them all with Orion's belt. Never thought I'd get this far. Rocking it way past Mars. Supernovas, quasars. How I shoot for the stars. Shoot, big banging through the universe. Got it all on my own, straight out the dirt. Hit my target when I go to work. When I shoot for the what? I shoot for the stars. Shoot for the stars. Shoot for the stars.
Yeah. That was "Shoot for the Stars" by Keith Turner. Woo. Man, so take me on the journey. What got you into the zone to write that, and what took you there to get to the bars right there?
And I gotta shout out J Swifts and his son J.R. Swifts. So J Swifts, which is J.R. Swifts, the producer that produced the track. J Swifts is his dad. real quick, both of them are on Papoose' new album. The both of them. Like it's an anomaly. You have a father and son who are both producers, and because hip hop isn't that old, you know, that age gap still allows a father and son to be in the same, you know what I mean?
For sure.
So I just want to plug that real quick because they're both incredible. I mean, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So J.R. Swift's had this track, and there was an artist, big ups to Ray Luger. All right. Ray Luger was going to put this track on his album. J Swift was like, hey, let's get a feature. J Swift's found out about me through Instagram. I want to salute. I'm trying to walk you through it and give my salutes as I go, because shout out to everybody that shares and reposts and likes and comments on Facebook, Instagram, all social media. Shouts out to people that do that, okay? Because if it weren't for people sharing my music, I would have never been introduced to a J Swift's or J.R. Swift's or Ray Luger. You know what I mean? So because somebody shared my music on Instagram, J Swift's found out about me, hit me in the DM and was like, hey, got an artist, want you to feature on the track. The track is what you heard. Shoot for the Stars. Now, when I got the track, there wasn't a concept, nothing. He was just like, hey, it's an open track. Do what you feel. Did what I felt. Sent it back. And J Swift hit me up and was with J.R. Swift's on the line and was like, yo, go ahead and just write a second verse. I think we'll just go ahead and have you just do the song. So I was like, okay. And at the time, I'm like, all right, you know how Ray feel about it. He hear Ray said you good, yo. You killed that first verse. Go ahead, do a second. Just it's yours. I'm like, oh, all right. And you know, when I did my research, because I like to do my due diligence on people that I'm working with. So I look up J.R. Swift and I'm like, oh man, J.R. Swift is, you know, he's out there. Like he's got all these tracks with Westside Gunn, Conway, all that whole Griselda squad. He's like doing it. So I'm like, man, this is pretty dope, you know, to have a track by him. Track's incredible, by the way. So yeah, I mean, the song became mine. We started pushing it. And that's how Shoot for the Stars came. Now, when I heard it, what got me in the zone with it was the production just put me on a celestial vibe for some reason. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know what it was, but my mind just went to the universe for some reason. I don't know if it's because I'm a person that likes documentaries, and I know sometimes what you watch throughout the day or listen to throughout the day can leave an imprint in your subconscious, right? And I remember that week before I got the track, I was watching like some Nebula universal like star documentary about the black holes and all of that. So I'm like, so maybe that's why I was on that vibe, because maybe earlier that week, like when I think about it in retrospect, I'm like, how did I start talking about the stars and shit? Like, how did I get there? And I'm like, oh, I was kind of like looking at this documentary about like the Big Bang and universe and, you know, all that stuff. So maybe that has something to do with this. So I was just on that vibe, you know, and started writing about it, crafting it, and boom, there it is.
And the rest is history.
And the rest is history.
So talk to me about your inspirations. Like when you were growing up, who were the artists that kind of shaped and molded you? Because I got a few myself.
Yeah.
Tell me about yours.
Yeah, I got a few. Aside from my dad, obviously, he's the one that I would watch on a daily when he was home, playing guitar and playing George Benson, playing Michael Jackson, playing Kool and the Gang. Like, these are cassette tapes that I remember physically picking up, like, oh, okay, you know, and playing myself. So aside from those inspirations, my brother was a main inspiration for me because he's literally the first person that picked up the mic in the household and started rhyming like the things that we were listening to, 80s hip hop and all that, the Big Daddy Kanes, the EPMDs, all of that, Slick Rick, you know, NWA, even though that was like really banned, but it was so crazy because we used to have to sneak that, like sneak it, you know. My mom would hear it, be like, Ruthless Records, man, crazy. But aside from my family being my inspiration, I have to say, and I say it every time, and when I meet this woman, MC Lyte's Light is a Rock did it for me.
Dang, yeah.
Did it for me. I remember being a youngin', sitting in the middle of the floor in Carper housing apartments, military housing, just sitting there watching a VHS tape. Because at that time, cable was either you had it or you didn't. We couldn't afford cable at the time. Homeboy Q, shouts out DJ Q, used to record videos. He was like the one dude in the neighborhood that had cable, and he would record all the videos on VHS and then like pass it around so we could, I'm showing my age right now, but he would like pass around the VHS tape so we could all see the latest videos. It'd be like months and months later, but you were still up to speed because, you know, it was then. Nowadays, everything just is in and out, in and out. So sitting there watching this VHS tape and Light as a Rock comes on. And I'm like, yo, I want to do that. I know what rap is. I know hip hop, but because she's doing it and I relate because I'm a female too. Wow. She was my first like wave of inspiration. When I seen that Light as a Rock video, it was a wrap. I was like, yeah, yep, that's what I want to do right there. It was over. So that was my main inspiration. And then, of course, like I said, my family, and then listening to the greats around the house, Big Daddy Kane, Slick Ricks, all of that. I mean, just the Queen Latifah, Moni Love, you name it.
Oh, yeah.
All of the pioneers, they did it for me. They did it for me. It was over.
Yeah, I know LL Cool J and Slick Rick were my number one and number two. Yeah. Like LL before I like got into LL's music, I was just doing poetry. And then when I heard I'm Bad, that was it for me. And I'm telling my age, you know. Oh,
it's all good.
It was a wrap. When I heard I'm Bad, it was over.
It was over.
And Slick Rick, oh man, you see my name is Slick Sean, so you already know I got homage for the brother.
Come on. Already. I mean, KRS-One, of course. So many. It's like everybody back then, it was just everything was so top tier. I mean, Special Ed, Antoinette, Nikki D, all of that.
Sonic. I remember them.
JJ Thad, Oaktown 357. Why nobody talks about Oaktown 357?
I don't know. They didn't get the props that they deserved, though.
They were so dope to me, you know. Roxanne Shante, you name it, all of them played a big part in why I do what I do, you know, but I mainly have to say Light as a Rock, MC Lyte, that did it for me. That took me over the edge. I was like, okay. Yeah. Right. This is why we're in like 6th grade rewriting verses, trying to mimic exactly what she did, and this is why. Yeah. Glenwood Elementary. Come on. But me sitting there like, oh my God. Yeah.
So you was in a group called Gypsies? Tell us about that. Tell us about that group.
I'll tell my sisters, the Gypsies. So as I got older and started honing my skills, my pops used to take me to talent shows, and you know, there were a couple of talent shows I entered in, and started getting my name out there. Now I was singing before I was rhyming for real, but as time went on, hip hop just completely took me over. Like I said, and started doing these talent shows, and then linked up with different entertainment companies. Shouts out to Black to Basic. I gotta take it through the whole step so you can get the whole picture. Black to Basics were the first people to put me in the studio. From Black to Basics, I went on to do other things and collaborate with other people. You know how you network and you meet with different groups of people that they got studios, blah, blah, blah. So as I'm doing my thing, I'm meeting this other entertainment company. Entertainment company had different people coming through to record, and Ganga Lee ended up coming there one night. And I was in the booth. Ganga's like, you. I'm forming an all-women's hip-hop group. What's good? Who you with? I'm like, I'm me. I'm independent. You know what I mean? Like, what's good? I'll collab with whoever. Linked up with Ganga. Ganga had like 3 other girls, you know, so she's like, I got this group, all of them crazy. I heard her spit and I'm like, my God, like, wait a minute. This could be monumental. This could be epic. Like, y'all crazy. I never heard nobody spit like that. You know what I'm saying? I never heard nobody spit like her, So You Well, Madam Melodious with the vocals. You had Queenie Locks, and then we had other members that were in New York. Shouts out to Queen Heroine, MFW, 7. Like, we were a clique of women that were really going hard, and we used to travel up and down the East Coast just rhyming and killing it. And we used to do promos for the Buddha Brothers and DJ B on the local radio stations out back in VA. And like, that was something huge. If you were able to do the intros for the DJs on the radio stations, that was the big thing. So our name got out there because we started doing promos for everybody, you know, got shows, used to travel, open up for all kinds of artists. You know what I mean? Used to work with crazy producers that are Grammy winners right now. Like, it was an amazing ride, but that's how I linked up with them. And shouts out to Third Eye Entertainment, Pete, Joe City, all them dudes. Salute to them. Like, we had just a great time. Suspects, you know what I'm saying? That was down with Third Eye Entertainment. It was like a big old family. It was amazing. So yeah, I was with Gypsies we were together for a long time. All women, killing it on the mic, traveling up and down the East Coast, making a name for ourselves. Yeah. And it's a blessing to know that people are still listening to what we did back in the early 90s. I was just a kid. I was like 17. You know what I'm saying? 18. Like, I could barely buy a pack of cigarettes. You know what I mean? Like, out here killing it, you know, just old young Rudy Poot rhyming, just bruh, dreads in my head, gap teeth, like, just raw. You know what I'm saying? I loved it. I freaking loved it. And we all had like dreads. We, you know, back when it was taboo, you know what I mean? Like, and won't nobody rocking dreads like that. So you see all these girls coming with dreads in their hair, just real East Coast, like, it was crazy. We were the shit, bro. Like, our group was everything. We used to hold open mics and put other artists on the platform. Like, yeah, we did it. We did it. VA legendary type stuff. And shouts out to all the other VA crews, Drama Fate, Junipers, like I said, Suspects. You had the Fat Noggin Civilians. There were so many people, the Ugly People. VA had a scene that was unlike any other.
So I got a burning question. This is my burning question. Tell me, what's your thoughts on the state of women in hip hop?
I think there's not enough balance when it comes to women in hip hop. Even beyond women in hip hop. I think nowadays in hip hop, period. I always say that keep, and I know where it's going, so we just put it out there, right? Keep your Cardis, keep your Megans, keep the sexual confidence, keep it out there, right? My thing is that include more of another type of style or how we used to do, because back in the day, like I always say, You had Lauren, you had Kim, you had Foxy, you had Bahamadia, you had Raw Digger. You had so many different types, and everybody got to shine. It wasn't just one thing at a time. That's the difference. It's not balanced anymore. It's like once the industry figured out, oh my God, sex sells, it's like they forgot about the relatable women. Not everybody wants to show their stuff. Not everybody is out there like, oh, look at me. That's fine, because every woman has that side, but they're not everybody's flaunting it. Like, I can't relate to that because I don't flaunt it like that. But I know at the same time, I'm not about to be in my bedroom listening to boom bap with my dude. So I get it. Like, we need all of that. We need all of that. Keep that. But bring out more of the lyrical people that regular women, you know what I'm saying? Like just the normal everyday woman who's just out here on her grind, you know what I'm saying? Wanting to listen to some real stuff that they can relate to. Not every woman's going to have the Birkin bags and the this and the that. And not every woman is out here showing themselves or whatever and may not carry themselves like that. Okay, fine. Give us something that we can relate to. Because I think that's one of the things that I'm grateful for coming up, earlier in the game, like through the golden era, learning from that and having a Lauren and having a Raw Digger and having a Bahamadia mainstream now. Mainstream videos, Yo MTV Raps, BET, VH1. I see this on my screen. I'm getting all of this. I'm getting Jazzy Fat Nasties. I'm getting Erica. I'm getting all of this good stuff. I'm getting Jill. I'm getting all of that. And then I got Kim, and then I got Foxy, and then it's different. We had everything. Now it's just more of one thing. I just want them to bring back the diversity in it and not just making it all about that one style. Because there's more facets in areas of women to be explored than that. And then I feel like they cut it out. You know what I mean? Like, why? And then if they do try to bring out a woman that's talking about something, they try to keep the focus on one woman, Like, I love Rhapsody. Do not get me wrong. She's one of the illest women to come out. Illest MCs, excuse me. I'm not just going to put it on women. Illest MCs come out in a long time. But imagine if we had it like how we did early, where you had Lauren, Bahama, Raw, all of them at the same, bruh. Like,
for sure.
We had it all. We got it in one whop, and it was like, oh my God. We need to bring that back. We need to bring that back.
Yeah, no doubt. Facts on facts. Everything you said, all facts.
It's more than one side of the woman. It's not just all about the putting your sexual side out. We have that side, but we got this side too.
Right. Definitely need to see a full representation out there. We need a full representation.
That's all that I ever, as soon as I seen it, the scales tip into that one side, like, oh no.
Yeah.
Let's even this mug back out.
Right. Even it out.
Even it out, bruh. Now people, they just need to get rid of it. No, you don't. Don't get rid of it, because somebody out there is able to relate to a Cardi, to a Megan, and I don't choose to talk about that stuff because that ain't me. As far as putting myself out there like that, I still talk about sexual things. I just do it in a different way. I do it with more poetry or more, innuendo type things. You know what I mean? Got a track called Sweater Weather about to drop on my new track. Wait for it.
Oh, snap. Hey, y'all heard that on the Spotlight series, a new track about to drop.
Yeah, soon. Yeah. But, the new album and on that album, it's not just all coming at you, lyrical miracle spirit. It ain't just that. I'm a woman. I got needs. I talk about it too, but it's just done in a different way that certain women who think like me can relate to. It's not just all boom in your face. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's you. I ain't gonna do that's you. You all okay. Fine. Do you, queen? But yeah, we just need the balance back. That's all. That's how I feel about women in hip hop. Bring the balance back. It's more than just booty shaking shit out here and ass and titties out, bruh. Like, you got fully clothed women who are still confident sexually that just don't have to flaunt it, and they spit in bars.
Y'all heard it. Keith Turner said it right here on Spotlight Series. Bring the balance back. You know what I'm saying? Balance back. And that's a perfect segue, because I'm about to drop this. I'm about to play this track called Yolanda's.
Ouch.
Yeah. Right here on the Spotlight Series, Yolanda's by Keith Turner.
Pain is the mother of creativity. And without pain, you cannot create.
Sorry, I gotta do this, but how you treat me the rudest. I guess when you like Jesus, you gon' always have a Judas. Forgiveness was a bet, and I still rock with you regardless. Oblivious to your secret jealousy and heart of darkness. The type of shit you said to me, I should make you a carcass, since you acting like an animal. Mud dog and lawless. You should be run over 10 times. But instead, I'd rather pray. I let Jesus take the wheel and move the whip out of the way. Cause when your soul's astray, only God can bring you back. It's not my fault, you never healed, and your mental suffers lack. Going black when somebody gets a little bit of shine. Your eyes too weak to handle it, so you stay going blind. Got that noble nod, yeah, I'm on that playlist. And you act like I should apologize for my greatness. No, it's not my fault you let that ink run dry. I thought you was about this life, but it was all just a lie. Wishing death after congrats, man, them polars is by. You added years to my life, trying to curse me to die. God brought me too far, so your weapons will never prosper. You played the role well, though. I should hand you an Oscar. The whole time your heart towards me was pure trash. I'm glad I disposed your ass. I'm not perfect. Everybody has their crazy ways, but some things in life you should never ever fix your mouth to say. You just another crab up in the Chesapeake Bay, and I got a pot of boiling water for that ass today. I saw that knife that you pulled when I pulled your card. I should have cut you off then, but I love so hard. Yo, niggas is unstable. You must understand that high winds can cause damage from a real big fan. I stay praying God reveals my enemies, and then I seen her. They gotta go. You ain't gonna end up like Selena. God, it's a promise. My eyes open, I see the Yolandas. See the signs before you start making comments, cause the closest ones to you can end up Yolandas. Oh God, it's a promise. My eyes open, I see the Yolandas. See the signs before you start making comments, cause the closest ones to you can end up Yolandas.
So tell me about this deal with Redman. So he played your song, or what happened?
Okay,
I saw something.
So yeah, Redman wanted women on his playlist. He has a playlist out there right now called the Come Get It playlist. All right. Because I follow him on Instagram, I went to his story one evening and I saw that he was like, you know what I'm missing from my playlist? I'm missing women who's spitting. And I ain't talking about rapping, y'all. I'm talking about MCs. I want some women who's spitting. He was like, if you wanted them, I need you to submit your music for my playlist right now. So I was like, oh shit. Yeah. So I sent him a link to Shoot for the Stars. I got a message later on that same evening, and he was spazzing out to it, spazzing. And I ended up on that playlist. That has to be one of the biggest things that's happened for me. I mean, getting that type of acknowledgement from an icon, because Redman is an icon.
Right? Dope.
Come on. Did you see the verses last night?
I sure did.
I am so cool.
Wow.
Like, bruh, I grew up listening to that brother. So for me, I didn't sleep for like 3 days. I was like, yo, Redman liked my song, bro. Right? Like, I'm calling my brother, Redman liked my song. My dad, do you know Redman? Yeah, baby, I know. He liked my song. I was going crazy. So yeah, he put it on the playlist. And it was so crazy that people actually thought that this brother, like Redman, was scamming people to be on a playlist, bro. Like, are you kidding me? Because, you know, I think Jadakiss and some other artists got a bad rap about doing that or whatever, that I guess they thought all artists were trying to scam people to pay them to be on this playlist, you know, or pay to be on the playlist, and ain't no playlist. Like, what? And so, yeah, the playlist is out. The playlist is official, and he was very hands-on. I'm going to say that. He was very hands-on with this playlist. So when you actually corresponded with someone, no, you corresponded with the man himself. He handpicked and talked to people personally. You know what I mean? Because I had the opportunity to talk to a few artists, like maybe 3 artists from there, where we were all talking like, oh my God, this is really Redman, like picking us to be on this playlist. So we were all like, yeah, you know what I mean? So no, like, yeah, that brother is solid, consistent. He ain't on that BS with that. And thank God he put me on that playlist. And yeah. That was
dope. That was a good look for sure.
That was a really good look. I mean, come on, somebody of his caliber that's all about lyrics, all about bars. He knows about the cadence, the breath control. I mean, everything that goes into being a hip hop artist, not a rapper, a hip hop artist. And for him to acknowledge it, it was just like, wow. You know, like, you asked me earlier about like, you know, what would you say to artists that are up and coming, right? I would say it's great to get validation from people, but still believe in yourself too. The validation that comes from other people are like the icing on the cake. As much as I love me some Redman, as much as I love, whether or not I got that cosign and that validation from him, it doesn't determine whether or not I'm going to stop or keep going. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people will continue to do what they do based off of the validation they get from others all the time. You know what I mean? If it's a passion and you love doing it, you're going to do it regardless.
For sure.
So yeah, like that validation was everything to me. You know, and that just helped push me even further. So
for sure,
I thank God for that.
Man, that was a dope look. Hey, he had no choice. You a dope artist, and you ain't dope. You ain't a dope female artist. You a dope artist. Period. You know what I'm saying? So he had no choice. Well, hey, I wanna thank you again for stopping by on the Spotlight Series podcast, and we're gonna sign out, y'all. And Keith Turner, in a world full of darkness, the spotlight is on you.
Thanks for watching Spotlight Series Podcast. I'm your host, Slick Sean. You can follow on Facebook, Spotlight Series Podcast, on IG, spotlight.series1. You can stream the podcast at spotlightseries.net, watch on Roku TV, Facebook Watch, IGTV, and stream on all podcast listening platforms. In a world full of darkness, the spotlight is on you.